Hey guys, I'm here at Prairie Lakes again. This is basically where I left off the end of the season last year. This is Canoe Creek Road behind me, right there. And last year I parked over here at Prairie Lakes back here, and I did that section, and then I came across Canoe Creek Road and I started going and doing the east section all the way to the Turnpike in Kenansville. And so that's basically where I left off last year. Today I'm going to pick up right here on Canoe Creek Road, and we're going to go this direction, and we're going to do, I believe it's like a 60-mile road walk, but we're going to do it in my car because I'm not actually doing the road walks physically. I'm doing them in my car so I can say I saw it, but since I'm doing everything as an out and back. So anyways, I have with me today Kenya Grace, and this is her first time. This will be her first time on the trail. Kenya Grace, can we say hi? Yes. We just drove an hour and a half to get here to start, and she's fine. That's the longest she's ever driven. All right, so here we are. We are going down Canoe Creek Road, and I have the Far Out app running in the background, and we're just gonna follow where the Far Out app tells us to go. This is the western corridor on the Far Out app. This section here in green is the section that we're going to be doing, the 62-mile road walk. This here is where we're starting, the Canoe Creek Road, mile 262.9. And that's right here at the intersection of Prairie Lakes Road and Canoe Creek Road. This is the decision point for the western or eastern corridor around Orlando. We're going to go up through St. Cloud. We're going to go through Kissimmee. And then we're going to go west across the state. We're going to be crossing over I-4 and also Highway 27. We're going to end up right here on the Van Fleet Trail, which is mile 324.9. And there you go. That's our 62-mile road walk that we're going to be doing today, the first 62 miles of the western corridor around Orlando on the Florida Trail. So this is where you would be walking if you were doing it. It looks like there's a pretty wide shoulder for walking. Seems like a pretty quiet road. I'm not seeing a whole lot of cars. Okay, so we're still on Canoe Creek Road. It looks like the next thing that we will be doing is crossing over the Turnpike in about 7 miles. Still on Canoe Creek Road. There is quite a bit of traffic on this road, guys, but the shoulder is super wide. So you should be able to get away from the traffic. I think we have about a mile until we pass over the Turnpike. There's still a wide shoulder here, even though this just looks really miserable to hike. It's really hot. I mean, it's not necessarily hot today, but it's just, there's no shade. It's just out here in the open sun. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on. Maybe they're building some housing developments over here. Anyways, just trying really hard to give you a taste of what it looks like. This is definitely not a quiet road anymore, because we're still on Canoe Creek Road. Lots of traffic. There's an intersection. Oh, I gotta stop. Looks like there's a gas station though where you can resupply, or there's a Dollar General over there. This is the intersection of Deer Run Road and Canoe Creek Road. Okay, so I'm seeing a sidewalk over here. I don't know how long the sidewalk will last, but there's a nice sidewalk for you to walk on at least. We're going through a school zone here. There's a housing development over here. It's definitely not feeling like a country road anymore. I see a water tower over there that says St. Cloud, Florida on it. So I guess we're in St. Cloud. All kinds of places to eat. Resupply, there's a Publix right there. There's a McDonald's, Walgreens. There's a sidewalk on both sides of the road. Okay, so you're supposed to turn left on Old Canoe Creek Road, which you could have just gone up to the stoplight, but I cut through the parking lot at Publix. And we're going to turn left here, and I think this is Old Canoe Creek Road. We're going the right direction now. I totally was supposed to turn at Canoe Creek Road, and I went straight, and I ended up way off course. Anyways, we're back on track, and we have about 4.4 miles to this park that we're going to stop at and see if they have like restrooms, and let the dog walk around for a minute and just kind of regroup. Once again, this is Old Canoe Creek Road, and I'm seeing a side. Yeah, there's a sidewalk over there for you to walk on. So I'm gonna try to do a little research on where you're supposed to camp. Doing all this, or if you're just supposed to stealth camp. Not really sure, but I'll do some research on that and put notes on the screen or in the description for you. This is on the Far Out app. We're going to go through and look at all of the campsites or sleeping spots that they reference. The first one would be here. I believe it's about 6 miles in on the trail. You'd turn left on Joe Overstreet Road. And there is a little fish camp down here called Middleton's Fish Camp. It's about 5 miles off trail. So I don't know if you'd want to do that or not. Moving up, we are going to St. Cloud would be the next place that has a camping or sleeping icon. This is the Polynesian Inn, and that is close to St. Cloud right here at mile 289. So you'd already be 27 miles in, and I don't know how far off trail this Polynesian Inn is. And then if you keep going right here, there is Henry Parton Road. You would turn left. That's at mile 291. And there's another little camp down here on the water, Twin Oaks Conservation Area. I believe that you have to make a reservation, and it's $50 to pitch a tent there. So I don't know if that's feasible either for you. Here are some more options. It looks like this is in Kissimmee, and that is the Flamingo Inn. Here we're over by I-4. That's the Omni Resort. Right here by I-4, that's mile 311. I'm not sure how far off trail that is, or how expensive it might be. And then over here, there's nothing. There's nothing between 27 and Van Fleet State Trail. I did see another tent right here. So that's a KOA, Fort Summit and Roadway Inn. I believe those are right off of 27. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure how many miles off trail. The US 27, where you would turn, is mile 313 on the trail. And there was a little RV camping spot here, but I don't think, let's click on this. Yeah, it says does not accept tent campers, so that is out. So those are some of your options. Crazy busy, guys. I think this is like downtown St. Cloud. messed up again. I was supposed to turn left over there on Neptune Rd, but I think there might be a detour, so I'm trying to follow the detour and get back on Neptune Rd. This will be much easier when you're walking and you have time to look at the app and see where you're supposed to go. It's kind of hard driving, to be honest, but it's okay. We'll get there. Okay, so I missed that park because of construction. So we're going 4.5 miles ahead to Brinson Park on the left, and we're staying on this Neptune Road. And hopefully we can get a little potty break and maybe grab a snack. I have some beef sticks I can share with Kenya. Oh, so much construction. I don't even know, what are they? They must be widening this road. It's insane, all the construction going on. Okay, so I think I'm headed to a different park. There was a park that said Brownie something park. I don't think that was the one I was supposed to go to. It's Brownie Wise Park. Some kind of conservation area. So this might be cute. So they did have a potty, a little composting potty here. And there's a water fountain here. And it looks like they have a little canoe launch and a little hiking trail. Okay, we're back on Neptune. We're back on the Florida Trail. We are going to turn left up here on Lakeview Road in about a mile. Okay, I just saw a sign that said Kissimmee city limit. So now we're in Kissimmee, Florida. Okay, here we're turning left here. This is Lakeshore Blvd. This is pretty. There's a lake over there, and there's a little sidewalk for you to walk. I'm kind of having to reroute a little bit because the car can't go down there where the Florida Trail is showing along the lake. Okay, so I've come to a dead end with the car. If you're hiking, you would go through there to get to that road over there. So I'm gonna have to try to wiggle back to the road. So I'll see you guys shortly. Oh, you guys missed the train. I was too slow. I think that's where you guys would have popped out right here. So I'm back on trail. Alright, so this is a crazy busy 4-lane highway. It does have sidewalks on both sides, it looks like. We are on Orange Blossom Trail, I believe, which is 92. So that's where we're at now. Okay, it looks like we stay on this road until Ronald Reagan Parkway, and then we turn right. Hey, I see green and no more buildings. Still a lot of cars. The ditch over there on the left, I guess you could walk down in the ditch. And then over here on the right is just not a very good shoulder. Honestly though, most of this road walk, there's been either a sidewalk or a really wide shoulder, so, and now it's opening up again. So that was just a little small section there. So this long bridge looks kind of scary. Oh boy, it's got a pretty wide shoulder, but somebody might think they want to drive over there. Oh my goodness. I don't think I would want to do this. Road section. Okay, we're on Ronald Reagan Parkway. And as you can see, there's sidewalks on both sides here as well. We're headed to I-4 and we're going to cross over I-4. So that's our next landmark. So I actually am seeing orange blazes on these telephone poles on the right. Some of them. Let's see if I see another one. Oh, there's an orange blaze right there. I can't zoom and drive at the same time. At least I know we're going the right direction for a minute. Wow, look at this big city. I'm just not used to all this. I live in a small town and I try to hike in the woods a lot. Oh, this is Champions Gate at I-4. So I think there's like little shops and stuff in here. Oh, I see an orange blaze right there. See it? There's your orange blaze. That is so cool. I can't believe there's orange blazes right there. They're all right there. Right at the Champions Gate intersection. That's insane to me. You'd never even know what they were if you didn't know anything about the Florida Trail. How cool is that? There's another one. I'm starting to feel a little more excited now. I kind of know where I'm at. All that big city stuff was just a bit much for me. At least I have some kind of an idea in my head that you can go from Kenansville to St. Cloud to Kissimmee and then over to 27, which is in the middle of the state. And now we're going to go off towards the Green Swamp, I think, once we cross over. At least I know where the heck I'm at. I don't feel so lost anymore. Okay, so I just looked at the map. We're still on Ronald Reagan Parkway. We've already crossed over I-4 back there by Champions Gate, I guess, that bridge. And now we are headed to 27. We're going to cross over 27 to go to the Van Fleet Trail. Okay, so this is US Highway 27. So we're going to cross over here. I think I watched somebody else's video and I saw the orange, but now I'm not seeing anything. Okay, we're crossing over Highway 27. All right, this is a little prettier. I guess there's a shoulder here. It's not really that wide. It's definitely a little quieter here. I think we're headed off to the woods, y'all. This is pretty. So happy not to see any buildings anymore. I'm seeing orange blazes actually like on both sides of the road in this area, so they must be just, you know, pick your own path. You go in the right direction. So it's just not always a very wide shoulder here. Alright guys, I think we're almost there looking at the map. And if I remember correctly, there is a little barbecue place. Oh, I just saw a Florida Trail sign. Oh shoot, I think, hold on, let me look at my map. Okay, I had to make a U-turn because I actually passed it. It should be up here on the left somewhere, so it would be on your right if you were coming north. It's right here. There's a people walking sign. It must be right here. There's nowhere for us to park right there. There's no parking area. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to figure this out on a different day. We are exhausted. We have been driving. My phone says that we've went 75 miles since I left the trailhead, so I must have I did make some wrong turns. Anyways, and also we've been going for like 3 hours. That doesn't count the hour and a half it took us to get to the trailhead. So I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna go find, I think there's a barbecue place around here somewhere, Polk City Barbecue. I'm gonna go try to see if I can find that, and we're gonna have some barbecue and some milkshakes. There's an ice cream shop right there. We are gonna figure out the Van Fleet Trail next time. This video, I don't know, is gonna be very interesting for my regular viewers, but I'm honestly hoping that it'll be helpful for anybody that's trying to decide whether they want to go east or west around Orlando when they're through hiking, because this was a nightmare just driving. doing it on foot. I mean, it would probably take like 3 days. I think it's like a 60-mile section. I'll be putting the actual mileage of the trail on the screen for you, but yeah, I think this is why most people go east. It's because there's less road walking. So anyways, I hope this was helpful for somebody. See y'all next time on the trail. Here's my milkshake from the barbecue company, and I got some barbecue to go. Gonna be eating good tonight. Highly recommend Polk City Barbecue Company. It's right across from the Van Fleet Trail. Okay. One last thing, y'all. Might not have gotten any hiking in today, but can you grace, by the end of today we'll have spent like 6 hours in the car driving, and she's been an angel. She hasn't gotten sick. She's gotten bored a couple times. We've had to stop and get out and let her walk around for a minute, but other than that, she's been great. So yeah, this is great practice for us driving to Trailheads, because she's gonna be my little...
Turn right.
Oh, we're headed out here, y'all.